Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Monday, October the 11th, 2021, and this is my Flosstube number 24. I would like to welcome any new subscribers or viewers to my channel. I hope you find something that will enable you in the projects that I am stitching, and to all of my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for supporting me in this endeavor. I have been a little busy. I went on a riverboat cruise. I have been to Keepsakes. I am just trying to keep myself motivated and getting out a little bit more, since I really am trying hard to stay safe and therefore keep other people safe also. So I have been moving about, not a lot, but a little bit. I first went on a trip, a spare of the moment trip actually, that was pretty fun. My best friend called me. She invited me to go on a riverboat cruise, and it was in Detroit, and it was a lot of fun. I had never done anything like that before, and it was really fun. They had Motown music, so there were five guys, and they sang like the Temptations. They did the Four Tops also. So I'm into old school music, is what they call it. I like music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and a little bit of the 90s, depending on who the artist is. So it was really fun to get out and be with some friends. I met two new ladies, and quickly we all had a great time, and it was a lot of fun. And so with doing that, I literally had 12 hours to get ready, and I decided that I would pick up two projects to take with me so that I could stitch, because I usually end up driving because I have motion sickness, but not this time. I was the passenger in the back seat, and so therefore I picked up two projects, packed an overnight bag, and away I went, and it was an awesome time. So I am going to get right into what I took with me on that spare, it wasn't a spare of the moment, I guess. Well, yeah, impromptu travel. The first project that I took with me was the Prim Stitch series, Faith and Endurance. And here is a picture of what it looked like when I last worked on it, which was A.B. Singo. And here is a picture of where I did get to while stitching in the car. So I finished the side of the church right there, and the two windows. And so now, whenever I pick this up again, I'll be able to complete the roof and start on the front of the church building. This project was chosen because I didn't need to. I actually was able to use one of the round hoops that I use. I didn't have to worry about taking a scroll frame and all of that. I needed something that I could just work on in the car, and so it was fun to get some progress in on that. And one of the ladies that I was with, she was so intrigued by it. She kept asking questions and asking questions, and her wife, they want to learn how to do cross stitch. So I'll be going and visiting with them to give them lessons. I don't know that I would be giving them lessons, but I could show them what to do. So the second project that I was able to take with me was the vintage Christmas sampler. And if you recall, I'm stitching, I'm sorry, I can tell it's blurry, but the reindeer. And so here, yeah, well, here is a picture where it was the last time you saw it. And here is where I was, here is where it is now. So I managed to finish the ear, start on this ear, and I stitched all the way to here in the brown. When I was at Keepsakes this past Saturday, I finished the brown and started on the bow tie. The bow tie is a DMC variegated, and it is the red, white, and green. And I do not remember what the number of it was, but I have actually had this floss for quite some time, and so I thought this would be a really great project to use it on. And in using it, I have watched Jean Farish, and it was an awesome tutorial. She suggested, you cut it and use it like you would over dyed so that the colors match up. And so far, I followed exactly what she suggested, and there's no like red and green overlapping and all of that, so it works really well. So if you happen to purchase floss like this, and with that being said, you can't really use the loop method because you actually have to have two separate strands. But that's where I am on the reindeer, and I will be working on this more. I'm actually going to start another one like down here because I need to have 3 of these by December for my grands. So those 2 projects actually went on the road trip with me. So now I'm going to start on, and that was actually the very first weekend, the first and the second. Excuse me. So now I have a new start for this month so far. And the new start is Mouth of the Flower, and it's by Octavio Ocampo. And this sal is for the anniversary of Ronnie and Gary. And most everyone that's participating in the sal, this was the suggested piece, and this is the family of birds. But when I saw the mouth of the flower, it was perfect for me because I'm a big flower person. And then it had a butterfly. I was sold. And so I actually, the sale started on September the 24th, which was their wedding anniversary. I, however, did not start until yesterday. And here is what I managed to stitch yesterday. I can actually see through the fabric. This fabric is a 32 count Weeks Dye Works, and the color name is Sanguine, and it is a linen, and it is the first time that I have stitched on 32 count and on linen, period. And it did go very well. I did change. Okay, I need to put you over here. I typically use a ballpoint needle. However, with this project, I am using a peacemaker needle because I didn't want to snag the linen. And so that is my new start for the month. And it's going to be beautiful. I'm super excited about it. So now my whips, I have been working on the monthly magazine challenge acrostic, and the acrostic for this month is color, COLOR. And so if you recall the last video that I did, I said that I was going to try to just work in the projects that I wanted to work on into the acrostic. I have been able to work in some of those projects. So I have never, I don't know if I'm a seasonal, I just pick up and stitch whatever it is that I want to stitch. With that being said, however, though, I don't have like decor items or anything. So I decided that this month I wanted to stitch autumn. I have quite a few, quite a few autumn projects. And so therefore that's what my thought process was behind that. The first project I'm going to show you, I'm like, where'd it go? Oh, is Graphic Acorns. And this is out of Just Cross Stitch. No, I know it was on. Oh, Just Cross Stitch October 2016. And I actually picked this pattern up at my very first retreat, which was Stitch Away, which is put on by Keepsakes. And so here is a picture of where it was when I started stitching on it this time. And here is where I am now, and parting the thread. Oh, I need to unscroll it. Sorry. I'm just going to take it out of the QC. This project I actually started when Magazine Monthly started last year. This was one of the first projects that I did for that when the group very first started. I'm gonna tell you what, these Q-steps say no joke on your hands. And so here is where I am now. It actually goes this way. And I am stitching this on a 14 count Ada by WIPGO. And I'm pretty sure that it is lamb's wool. And I really want to get this finished. It would be a wonderful piece for October or November, even September, but we've moved on from September. And October is moving really quickly also. So that is Graphic Acorns, and I use that for the R because there's an R in Graphic and in Acorn. My next project that I put some work into this time is Autumn Skies by Kathy Haberman, and that is for the C in the acrostic. And here is a picture of where it was the last time I worked on it. And here is where I am now. So I actually flipped it around and I put some work in on pumpkin. I just today stitched on this morning for about 30 minutes. So I put in the M, P, and the K, and that is all that I have done on this project. It will actually get a little more work tonight or early tomorrow morning. I usually try to get in 30 to 40 minutes in the morning before I start work. However, I'm working overtime this week, so I'm starting work at 5 a.m. So there is that. The next project that I worked on is Autumn Spice by the Fat Quarter Shop. It is a Stitch Quarterly chart that I received. And here's a picture of where it was the last time I worked on it. And here is where I am now. So I finished the very top of the acorn, and I have been working on the hash lines in the acorn cap. The acorn is the cap part of this is no joke. Like, I have been stitching and stitching and stitching, it seems like. This is being stitched on a 14 count fabric flare light gray gingham. Man, that's a mouthful. And the needle minder was also in the Stitch Quarterly. I do really like this. My thought process behind it is if I get all of the cross hatches in for the acorn cap, then while I'm sitting and watching true crime or a movie, whatever, Flosstube, then I can just sit and do the brown without any real thought once I get the top part lined out. So that was for the monthly magazine challenge group, the O, because there is an O in acorn. I'm telling y'all, I just had to, because I wanted to stitch on autumn projects. This is actually not in the acrostic, but I have to put some work into it every month. And it is my Beachy Little Christmas. And if you recall, this is a Christmas gift for my best friend, because she spends Christmas at the beach every year. And this is where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where it is now. So I have put in all of this row here, and I need to work on getting the B in. This space right here actually is all back stitched, and it says yourself. So that will actually be the last part that I put in. I do need to work on this a little bit more through this month because I am going to have it professionally finished, and I need to get it to Keepsakes before the deadline so that I can get it back hopefully before she leaves to go to the beach so that I can give it to her. We usually exchange Christmas gifts 2 weeks early because she literally leaves the week right before Christmas, and then she's there all the way through to the new year. So those were my whips. Moving on to WIPGO. I am still working on projects for WIPGO. I have actually been already thinking about plans for 2022. Pardon me. And trying to make a decision on, do I want to continue with WIPGO? What do I want to do? And as of right now, I am going to be continuing on WIPGO. I think now that I have a better understanding of how I work, how I cross stitch, that next year might go a little more smoothly for me. I think I was too, I don't know, overzealous and thinking, that I could get all this done and all that done. And so now I have a better understanding of what I actually can do given my work schedule and all those things. So WIPGO numbers were called, and the first number called was number 11. And my number 11 is Seasonal Sun Sine by Ink Circles. And here is a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where it is now. I have finished the sky wind portion. I have put some stitches also in the sun. It is nearly completed. There's like maybe 10 to 15 more stitches that I need to put into the sun. And then I need to bring the yellow down here. I have been working on this every day. I didn't work on it today, but I have been trying to put in time every day on this piece because it is full coverage and it is long. And so I want to get some very good progress on this piece. I absolutely love, Tracy Horner is a genius, and I love ink circle patterns. So I have been working on this. Tomorrow will actually be the last day for me to work on this. And so I'll be working on getting in this band across, which is the sun going down and coming up and going down. So that's where that's at. If you recall, or if you're new to my channel, I for WIPGO, I decided that I will break up the projects during the month. So the first part of the month, or the first Wednesday, I start the project, and then I work on it for an entire week till the next Wednesday. Then I work on the second number that's called. Each project gets a week, 2 weeks during the month, and that is how I've been, once I changed it, that's how I've been working my WIPGO plans. And it's really working. That way is actually really working out for me. Better than just saying I'm going to do 10 hours and be done. Some months it might be 10 hours, some months not, but I just need to make sure that I'm continuing to get progress on the project. And so now, sorry, I had to get my haul basket. Now I'm going to move on to haul. And I don't have very much haul this time. But I'm going to show you what I have. I have been, I have gotten in my Expo order from Garon Stitchery. And the first pattern, I've actually put this up on my Instagram and in Facebook groups. And it is Luhu Stitches Autumn Peg. And I just absolutely love her. And so I will be starting her this week. She is just adorable. So she will be started this week. I'm actually going to put her to the side. And then I also got, oh, that was by Luhu Stitches. And then this is by Frog Cottage Designs. You know, I have a feeling I'm going to just have to break down and buy a laptop with a camera and all of that, because this has gotten on my last little piece of nerve. So, it is called A Token of Friendship. And I have never heard of Frog Cottage Designs before, but I thought this was a really nice pattern. The next chart that I have is by Jeanette Douglas, and everyone I have seen has this chart, and it is the chubby little bird, or the chubby bird. And it actually surprised me that I really like, you know, I guess I'm getting better about birds, but I really like this one. He was cute. The next chart I did get, and I can't get it out of the package, Gary. I'm just telling you now so you don't be screaming, it's the glare. Is by Luhu Stitches also. And it is the Heartful Santa. They do have this, they have two other charts. I guess it's supposed to be like a series. So they have two other charts, and they're different shapes, but it's still the Santa face. So I'm going to see if I can't. That's a lot of white. It's a lot of white. I was going to say I'll see if I could get that, but I'm not making no promises on that one. The next chart that I received was Coffee by Rosewood Manor. And if you know me, I could drink coffee all day, every day. Like, I have to purposefully drink water because I love coffee so much. So, of course, I had to start picking up coffee charts. And that was my Expo haul from Garon Stitchery. So, I did get in my floss frenzy from Fat Quarter Shop, and it is macadamia brown. Macadamia. And so the colors are, let me see if I can, okay, driftwood, so that's driftwood, and then oilcloth, dirt road. Man, I needed this. Polyonoma? Okay. It's very variegated though. And then Havana. I don't know. And the last one is Swamp Water. And it is like a chocolatey brown color, even though that kind of looks green. So I'm very pleased with this club, with both of them. I always at the end of the year take an inventory and see if I want to continue being in clubs, and this club I'm going to stay in. I'm also going to stay in the Floss Frenzy. No, Floss Fix. This is the Weeks Dye Works is the Floss Frenzy, and the Classic Color Works is the Floss Fix. And I'm going to stay in both of those. And I'm not sure about the Classic Color Works Club, but I know that they still have, if you want to get into the Weeks Dye Works Club, it is the Floss Frenzy, and so they do have openings for that. Okay, so I went down, of course. Colleen, Rebel Stitcher, sent me a message that she would be in Cincinnati on Saturday. So I went down to visit with her, and we all had a great time stitching around the table. It was great. And I picked up some things, of course. So I picked up this week's Dye Works. It's called Tobacco Road. And I am going to be using this on the bottom of the Autumn Spice by Fat Quarter Shop for the word autumn. Kimberly showed someone, and I can't remember who it was, but on their Instagram, they had made the word variegated across, and I loved it. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to borrow that idea. And then I'm all in the autumn mood, so I picked up a Bench Creek snapper, and it is the red thread reef. And it is tiny. It is literally 40 stitches by 40 stitches. So I should be able to get that stitched right up, right? 2 hours should be done. The next purchase that I made, so I called down and Autumn Peg, the called for fabric is Vintage Country Mocha 32 count, and they did have it in stock. And so I was able to pick up a piece of Vintage Country Mocha, and you can tell it has the light modeling on one side, and then it is solid on the other. And it is a 32 count, and I'm going to be very comfortable stitching on that because I am already started one. Okay. I need to put this back so I don't know what that's not the same. Oh, yes, it is. Sorry, welcome to my world. I have conversations with myself all day long. The next piece doesn't have the name tag on it any longer, but it is very light neutral. When since I'm in the Color and Cotton and the Be Stitch Me Club, I get a neutral every other month. However, there are quite a few charts that I have that call for neutrals, and so when I see a piece here or there, not here or there because I only go to Keepsakes, I can, pick it up and have it in my stash. Sorry. This is a 28 counts Jobelin, and the name is Sage. Oh yeah, and that looks pretty good. It's a little more darker than that, and it has more green in it. And then this doesn't have the name on it either, but it is a light green. Oh, yep, here it is. This is a 28 count Jobelin, and it is called Water Lily. And it is a very light green, very pale green. So, when I see little pieces that I can stitch on, sorry, then I just pick them up and I can put them in my stash for a later date. And that is my haul for this week. So now I'm going to move on to plans. I do have some plans. Plans. Number one is starting on the 13th, which is Wednesday. The second number for WIPGO is number 5, and my number 5 is Winter Quaker. So I will be working on that for, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish days. I really, with doing the AB Singo and me having to work on that project, it really felt good to get some progress, even though it was a little bit. So I really am excited to get that project out and work on it because I love snowflakes. And then I have made a couple of other decisions. So if you recall, I am working on a Shannon Christine project, and the name is Winter Snowfall. So because that project it is so big, I have decided that at least once a month I will pull that project out and put at least 2 lengths of floss in it. And that day is going to be the 14th of every month. So that'll also be taking place this upcoming week. I am going to start on Autumn Peg. And I am also going to be working on my Lori Holt, pardon me, Kaleidoscope pattern, because that is the main theme, or yes, that is the theme for the Magazine Monthly Challenge group. And those are all of my plans so far that I have thought about. I have actually started thinking about 2022 and pulling some charts out and putting them in my planner that Carolyn Zook Stitch sent me as a gift. I'm trying to have a little bit more focus on what I'm doing. Of course, I say that now, and then all of that could go right out the window because I am truly one of those that stitch what I want to stitch. I try to make what I want to stitch fit into all of the acrostics or the themes, but it is truly what I want to stitch. And so I know coming up, Thanksgiving is coming, Christmas is coming, and then winter is coming. So, I'll be pulling projects out to work on, but I am already thinking about January, my 1 year Flosstube anniversary will be in December, so I'm already thinking about what I want to work on for that. So plans are a good thing, and I am thankful. I've watched Miss Dina did, Half Stitch Cross Stitch did a planning video, and I always love watching planning videos because it gives me ideas on how to organize what it is I'm thinking about working on, and while I'm working on the project. So I really like planning videos. So I have said everything and shown you all of the things that I have worked on since my last video. And I really would like to thank you all. I um, don't have a really set schedule anymore of when I am going to be able to record Flosstube videos. It takes a lot of work to put these videos up, and so this is supposed to be fun, and I want to keep it fun. I have a lot going on, so there may be times where I come back every week. There may be times where instead of 7 days, it could be 10 days. But I am thankful and grateful for you all sticking in there with me and continually giving me the support. It really does mean a lot, because I never thought that I would do this when I started cross stitching in 2019, and later on found Flosstube. I was like, there is no way I would do that, but here I am. So I want to also remind you all, if you have not yet scheduled or gotten your mammogram, to please do so. I have had my mammogram and everything came back great. And so the old saying is an ounce of prevention. I can't remember now. But do it so that you know that you're safe. With that, I will say have a good rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your stitchy week, and I will see you soon. Good night.